Hi everyone, today I want to discuss a very important part of your running kit, if not the most important part of your running kit, your running shoes. I know, by going out to buy a pair of running shoes, it might be a daunting task. It's easier said than done. But basically, what do you want to achieve when buying a pair of running shoes? I would say reduce chance of injury and become a more efficient runner. So, before the end of this video, I want you to be more confident when choosing a pair of running shoes so that you can become a more better, faster and efficient runner. Well, to choose the right running shoe, let's first understand the 5 different types of running shoes, starting with the cushioned running shoes. Well, cushioned running shoes usually have a wide midsole, where shoe companies' main aim is to increase the cushioning. They usually use their own mix of materials throughout the heel, the midsole and the forefoot, totally just to enhance the cushioning properties. Then from there they opt for their own variety of materials, ranging from foam, air, gel and their own mix of shock absorption materials. But what shoe companies usually end up doing is they sacrifice the shoe's life just to increase the cushioning properties. But luckily over time and with increased technology, shoe companies have gotten smarter, and what they've started now doing is they've started combining 2 different types of shock absorption materials within the shoe's design. By saying that, cushioned shoes are excellent daily trainers. Just be aware that too much cushioning combined with too much of a heel to toe drop might alter your natural way of running. Then there's number 2, support shoes, also known as stability or motion control shoes. Now these shoes are they are made of more denser materials, and they're more rigid than your average shoe would be. They also have a wider midsole, basically to increase or reduce the excessive motion when running, and also increasing the stability when running. Okay. But instead of fixing your running gait, these type of shoes basically just increase the comfort and reduce the risk of injury when running, no matter how interesting your running style may be.
Okay, so to help out of this, they've added all kinds of support measures like heel counters and dual density foams. They've also used midfoot shanks. Now these are all layers that are crafted to promote the original structure of the cushioning unit. They get added into the midsole and the outsole of the running shoes. Then we move on to guide rails. Now guide rails form part of the midsole. They're ultimately there to add more cushioning to the underfoot, and they also help to center the foot's place in the sole unit. Alright, then another quite cool feature is midfoot overlays. Now midfoot overlays contribute to the stable ride. Overlays are extra layers of synthetic material. They get stitched on the outside of the shoe, and their goal is to help the lacing system and the fabrics in hugging the topmost part, making the foot, making the in-shoe experience more stable. These type of shoes also reduce the effect of overpronating, and someone who would suffer from underfoot distresses like tendon strain, plantar fasciitis, and muscle twisting. While all of these optimize and resist wear, they also make the shoe more stable. And eventually you'll find that these support shoes last a bit longer than other running shoes would do.
Then we move to minimalist running shoes. Now these minimalist running shoes gives the user the feel as if running barefoot. With little to no cushioning and no arch support, these minimalist running shoes toe boxes mimic these of barefoot runners almost sock-like. The benefits are they are lighter and more lower on the ground, while offering some aspects of barefoot running and force the runner to run more on the forefoot and toe, just like running without shoes would do. The downsides are they might lead to injuries such as puncture wounds and more impact stress on the lower parts of the legs and toes, because they have little to nothing cushioning. They may cause your feet to fatigue faster, but then again these shoes are very flexible and usually can bend in all directions as your own foot would do naturally. And you can also use them without socks. How cool is that? And if they are used correctly, they can improve your foot strength and arch function. But when looking at durability, they don't tend to last very long because of high wear areas, as you run the risk of wearing them out prematurely. If you own a pair of minimalist running shoes, I would suggest using them once a week, or if you can, use them in between your runs. Coming to number 4, trail running shoes. Now, trail running shoes are for those enthusiasts that like to run mountain trails, bush trails. What I can say about trail running shoes are that they are harder than road running shoes. Fair so, because they protect your foot and support your foot in rugged terrains. They also have a more aggressive tread pattern, and they defend that basically defends you against rocks and sticks and all kinds of obstacles, while giving more grip in muddy areas that you might find in trails. So because of these features, trail running shoes assist with more stability, traction and protection. In some iterations they are even water resistant and obviously warmer in cold conditions. If they get wet, they tend to dry out more quickly. However, they are not recommended for road running long distances. These shoes will serve you better the more unforgiving the terrain is that you're running on, and they will work for daily hikes as well. But because of their harder and more unforgiving construction, they tend to last a bit longer. If you have a pair of these, it would be good to add them to your running shoe rotation. So that leads us to lightweight racing shoes, now, or either referred to as racing flats. If I think about these shoes, what I can say about them is they're quite expensive, but fairly so, because the shoe manufacturers use these shoes as their flagships, and obviously elite runners out there are looking for the best shoe they can find. The only downside to these shoes are they don't tend to last long. About 250 kilometers. Yeah, about 250 to 300 kilometers. That's the most you get out of these shoes, just to provide you that speed and comfort that you were looking for. So I won't suggest doing your training runs in these. Definitely not. Don't go and do your training runs in these. Lightweight shoes, as it is, are constructed with the lightest materials you can find. They mostly consist of a single knit uppers that can help cut down the weight, and they've got thinner outsoles, hence the shorter lifespan. Then again, a lighter shoe means less impact, less fatigue, and faster recovery. And obviously, all of that amounts to faster times over distances. Most lightweight shoes don't even weigh 280 grams. Then again, there's some really very, very lightweight shoes out there that weigh about 100 grams. I can't even imagine 100 grams. And then with the latest technology, they can even embed carbon fiber plates into those shoes, into the midsoles of those shoes. Why? Mostly to increase the propulsion and increase the efficiency to give you maximum speeds over short distances. That's the whole goal of these shoes. If you really enjoy running, this can be a great type of shoe to own, especially if you wanting to improve those PBs that you've tried to beat for so long. This shoe might just be the one to do that for you. So in my opinion, to really enjoy your running, you need to have 3 pairs of running shoes. The first pair for your daily trainers, the ones that you can pound out all those kilometers and long runs with. Then a second pair that you can do tempo work with, like track work and time trials. And then a third pair for races, preferably the latest lightweight running shoes. You need to run them in at least, put about 50 k's in them, get your feet comfortable in them, and then put them away ready for race day. But if that's not possible, and I know it's not always possible, get one pair that can manage all 3 scenarios. Although I would suggest having a shoe rotation. And then what you do from there on, you take your shoe and you try to log every kilometer that you've done on them, so that when they get to 500 kilometers, then you don't run in them anymore, or actually just chuck them in the 5k box. What I mean by that is don't run further than 5k's after that, because when you go past the life expectancy of these shoes, they tend to give you a bigger chance of injury, and you won't be able to reach your performance goals that you were looking for in them. Or what you can do is donate them to underprivileged runners. If you're not sure who to donate them to, just leave a comment, because we have just a list of those type of runners that would love a pair of running shoes. Thank you for watching. If you've enjoyed this video, please hit the subscribe button. Live your life to the fullest and enjoy every moment.